So hello dosto, welcome to IWMBuzz. Back once again with another interesting episode. Back once again with another interesting guest over here. I have with me the lovely Madhur Mittal. Talent is everywhere, written all over his face and body. And right now we have this lovely interesting project called Matsya Kaand, where he's going to be playing a pivotal role and he's going to be sharing a lot of interesting details with us. First of all, Madhur, welcome to IWMBuzz. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Shubhajit, and pleasure to be on here. Talk about this fantastic show that I'm on. Very excited. Yeah.
Looking forward as well. I'm not really aware about your character sketch and what your character looks like in this one. So, would you like to tell our audience about the same?
Sure, sure. So the show is called Matsya Kaand, and
Yes,
it is coming out on MX Player on the 18th of November. All episodes are
yes,
free, so people should
yes,
remember that. We're Indians, we love everything free, right? So do
yeah,
I.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, it's basically the story is about Matsya and Tej Raj,
yeah,
basically two of these fantastically genius minds. Joe,
yeah,
which is like a cat and mouse sort of game between these two, and which is fantastic. Sort of very different जो आप आजकल दूसरे OTTs पे देखते हैं. And
yeah,
Matsya along the way has a team of three people,
yeah,
including himself, and
yeah,
the two others are Raju, which is played by
yeah,
me, and another character which is
yeah,
played by Zoya
yeah,
Afroz. And this is the team that actually helps Matsya in achieving or not achieving, as you'll see in the show, uh,
yeah,
um, his goals and you find out the reasons why everyone's doing what they're doing, and it's
yeah,
Raju. I was really attracted to because I
yeah,
don't think Indian audiences have seen
yeah,
that side of me yet. Like usually they end up
yeah,
they've seen me do a lot of negative characters and blah blah
yeah,
blah, and sort of like in the same way, even though they have been
yeah,
different from each other. So
yeah,
Raju is like so endearing and
yeah,
like you're uh, the ultimate Jugadu guy. Yeah, what's more Indian than Jugad, And
yeah, yeah,
even though he's smart and his brain has pulled him through his life,
yeah,
which he's sort of like navigated on his own.
yeah,
He still hasn't lost heart, which I think is the best thing about him. And he's sort of like the glue that holds
yeah,
everything together.
yeah,
And I think I really connected with that, and I think the audience hopefully will
yeah,
also connect with that
yeah,
because he's very like charming, very
yeah,
funny, mostly unintentionally,
yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah. So that's what the character is, and I was really glad to
yeah. Interesting. I spoke to Zoya as well, and I told her this one thing, and I would want to know your viewpoint in this as well.
right.
Whenever, of course, in real life incidents, there's nobody who really appreciates a con, but whenever we see that on screen, there's always a sort of glamorized factor that's associated with it.
Right,
We want to see how cool it looks. So what's
right.
your viewpoint? Because there have been some really interesting projects in the past as well. You talk about Hollywood, you talk about Indian context. So how have you perceived all these projects in the past?
So my viewpoint is, see, cinema has always been, especially for Indian audiences,
Yeah,
more than this real hard hitting cinema. What or content? What works here is
yeah,
uh, with the masses. That is something
yeah,
that they don't experience in their day to day lives. जो
yes,
इंसान अपनी जिंदगी से परेशान होता है तो उसको कुछ अलग एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए होता है जब वो एक
correct.
छोटे पर्दे पे या बड़े पर्दे पे कुछ देखता है.
Yes,
So
yes,
you live vicariously through these characters. These are things
yeah,
which you will never do in your life, and you would
yeah,
obviously not want to do either. But
yes, yes.
but for a moment, you can find a character in that you
Slice of
relate.
life in
You
it.
can, yeah,
Yes,
you can see yourself in them, and then see them do these incredible
yeah,
things,
yeah,
larger than life things. So I think it's really
yeah,
fun, and
yeah,
I think we need that as a society also.
yeah. Absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
uh, as far as the trailer is concerned, Ravi, as far as what we have seen in the past, him playing, I think this one looks completely different from what he has done in the past, of course, with your assistance as well as Zoya's. So you
Right.
play, एक जो बात हम लोग कहते हैं, I think three musketeers. So, three
Yeah.
partners in crime. So is that what is it like for you guys as
Pretty
well,
much.
offsets as well?
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. Ravi Bhaiya is such a star, and you can see while when I work with
Yeah,
him, I could see all the reasons why. He's
yeah,
so
yeah,
committed, so involved about every little
yeah,
detail.
yeah,
Like literally from the get go, and
yeah,
we had a chance to bond, me and Zoya and Ravi
yeah,
Bhaiya. We had workshops, script readings,
yes,
where we worked on the characters and reworked the script and blah
yeah,
blah blah for like
yeah,
almost a couple of months before we even started.
yeah. Yeah.
So we had a chance to actually bond and create those bonds, which is very important. I think we all have amazing
Yeah.
chemistry in the show,
Yeah.
and Zoya. And I think in all the characters there is a little bit of who we really are as people also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Ravi Bhaiya is super intelligent, and he is
Yeah.
always on on the ball.
On the
And
radar.
Zoya
Yes.
is the kind of obviously she's so beautiful and so talented, but then also the thing that I find are similar in the characters and her is
Yeah.
she doesn't take shit from anyone. So if
Mm.
someone is trying to like be over smart with her, she'll put them in their place immediately. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think everyone bought something of their own to the character, which I think
Yeah.
makes him really, really amazing performances. And then
Yeah.
obviously we
Yeah.
have Ravi Kishanji, who has absolutely
Ji.
killed it. I can't
Yeah.
wait to unleash, till like Tejraj is unleashed on the world. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
huge. Piyush Mishra ji, and
Yeah.
you just have this incredible ensemble.
Amazing cast. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see it myself. Yeah,
You know, people often talk, I think ये last 3-4 सालों में, of course, since OTT, people talk about content being the king. Content, I think, has always been the king. But,
right.
I think the placing of content has been a lot better in the last few years than what it has been in the past. You see a lot of projects which might do well on OTT that might have not done well in, say, the movies, the 70 screen. Every project caters to a different audience. The
Right.
kind of project Matsya Kaand is, of course, you have a platform on OTT where you can divide it in different episodes. It's in a form of a series. But
Hmm.
when you talk about that in a movie perspective, say maybe 3 years now before or 4 years before, when you
Hmm.
didn't have the luxury of OTT, do you think the same impact would have been created back then to compare to what is going to be created now?
No, I think it's hard because of the sheer numbers that we are able to reach, especially with a platform
Yes,
like MX Player,
yes, yes,
which allows people to consume content for free and just watch a
yes,
few ads, and then you
yes,
have access to all this incredible content. And
yes,
just I think nothing is better than opportunity. And now because of
yes,
the OTTs, everyone from filmmakers to actors to anyone who's creative in this industry, um,
yeah,
there is so much work being done that,
yes,
all these stories which would otherwise have had hard times, finding finance or finding
a
the
platform.
right audience. Yeah,
Yes,
it's just made it so much easier to get through to people, and I think that's incredible. I think we're living in
yeah,
revolutionary times in terms of
yeah,
entertainment, not just, but
yeah,
yeah, definitely
yeah,
entertainment. So great time to be alive, to be on either side of it. As an audience, you
yeah,
have an
yeah,
incredible plethora of things to choose from to watch, and
yeah,
as a performer, as a creative person, you have all these incredible opportunities coming your way
yeah,
from every direction. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm super stoked for it. Yeah.
Definitely. Last question, Madhur, before I let you go, would be that of course, we talk. I think we tend to talk a lot about the fact that there needs to be diversity in the kind of roles people, the actors pick. It can't be the same all the time. But I do think that's an overrated concept, because I think in the past as well, we have seen several actors probably following the same niche but have become successful, in their own different ways. Like right now,
Yeah.
you mentioned that it has to be something different from what you have done in the past. But
Yeah.
even if it is similar, you can still create a deeper and much better impact compared to what you have done in the past. Do you think it's overrated?
I don't think it's overrated. I think it's to each their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Is what you are looking for at a certain point in your life, because it might be
yes,
different things for different people. For a younger actor, it's
absolutely.
just when like for example in the earlier part of my career, it's just about
Yeah,
getting work, having a
yes,
chance to put yourself on tape. That's
yes,
all you can ask for as a young performer. So,
yes,
but later on, when you've done something enough, you have that feeling of been there, done that, and maybe
yes,
it's not challenging enough. And also, for me, I didn't enter this business to become a star per se. I want to be known as like, oh, that guy could act. Like when I
yes.
pass away, when I by the time I die, if people turn around and say, "Arey yaar, अच्छी acting कर रहा था," that would satisfy me. You
How
know,
sweet is that?
and so for me, it's kind of important. I know it's such a cliche. Every actor thinks that. And I think this
Yes,
deep down, every actor would like to play different roles, because that's the whole
yeah,
appeal of acting. You get to
yes.
live like all these
Different
different
lives.
kinds of ways
Yes,
through the characters, and it's incredible. It's like
yeah,
get to play make believe. It's either this or a
yeah,
real job.
yeah,
So
yeah,
and
yeah.
so I'm
I
very
get it.
happy. I am very happy to be in this, and I want to like take
Yeah,
full advantage of it. Like
yeah, yeah,
and that the way to achieve that for me at least is to try to do different things, and nothing against people who do the same thing. Like
yeah,
back in the day, people have played bad guy characters like Amishi and all their whole lives, and it was
yeah,
always amazing. It was
yes.
always fantastic,
You
and
just couldn't imagine them doing anything else. Such
yeah,
was the impact.
exactly. So my thing is there's many different destinations and many different ways to
Yeah,
get there, and
yeah.
to each their own, man.
I think that's a very valid point. It's all about the priority that you choose at that particular stage of your career, and that's what matters
Absolutely,
in the decision making.
absolutely. Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Madhur, for talking to us. It's been a pleasure. All the best for all your
Pleasure's all
future
mine.
endeavors, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You too, brother.